We have crowned 12 participants in the 2025 Golden T-Mobile World Championship by way of weekly head-to-head match play battles. We crowned a 13th, Ryan Tusky. He received a World's Pass by way of his showing at the Windy City Showdown. And now the mega tournament featuring SammySofa and Riche. Here on Woodland Farms, we will have number 14 qualified for the Las Vegas Golden T-Mobile World Championship. Wow, can you believe we are almost here? Hi, everybody, I'm Chad Schrupp. That is Ricky Kazoff from Syracuse, New York, and he will get GSP on his very first shot here on Woodland, or should I say his first approach shot here on Woodland Farms. So glad we get to play this wonderful course. And here is my good friend, SammySofa. Fires that way too far. But he will have this straight putt for birdie here on hole number 1. Chris Hampstead, SammySofa, Johnny Swords, Johnny Hammersticks, the man from Pensacola, Florida, on the tee box here on 2, taking on Riche. Both players accumulated points throughout the head-to-head weekly tournaments. They did not get their spot in the World Championship by way of the weekly battles, but accumulated enough points to get into this mega tournament. And they have gone all the way to the Final Four, and that just hops over the cup. Good shot with an orbit from Sofa. Here is Riche. Floating this up there, and that will spin back a bit with the grabber. Sofa up first, and he's in. So both players should birdie hole number 2, this par 4. And the par 3 is next. Is this a sniper? No, this will be all you can hit. And then some. Does this even make it to the green? And it does. That will leave a 60 or 70 footer up the hill for Sofa. Here is Riche, and he will have a similar putt. Let's see who can make these. 80-foot right one. Bang! Big putt for Riche. That is a birdie. 79-footer for Sofa. Money. So both players bury long putts here on hole number 3. The longest par 3 in the game. Here is the SammySofa, the Sofa King, and he will put this in the very back of the green. Here's Riche. Get down. And that is fine. Very nice shot. Here's Sofa. Bang. Makes a long eagle putt here on this drivable par 4, and so does Riche. We're all tied up after 4. The winner of this match is qualified for the World Championship. Here is Sofa. Let's see what he has up his sleeve. A big slurve. I just try to pound this as high up this hill as I can, typically by way of torpedo. Riche will hit a Maniacs, and that will come backwards, which is why he hit that torpedo. It really doesn't lose the distance. Both players have good shot. Well, I know Riche has a good shot, and I think he caught leaves. I do have the volume turned down. I can't hear that. Here is Sofa, and that is wonderful. That is beautiful. Nice shot anyway, but chip for eagle. Riche, and he will float that in, and that is a Ranger. And so is this from Sofa, and that's an eagle. So SammySofa will eagle the tough par 5 fifth hole and takes a 1-stroke advantage over Riche. If we're tied after the 18th hole, we will play sudden death. GSPs do not matter. What do we say? They make you feel great. But in this match, it will not be the tiebreaker. So Sofa's shot, he puts that in front. This goes straight down. Straight down. There is no give with these leaves. It sends that ball hurtling into the creek. Sofa hit a nice one through that gap right there on the right. Put it in front of the green. He will have some sort of a 3-iron sniper, maybe a chipper. We'll see in a minute. Riche might be down 3 if Sofa's able to hit this chip shot. It is a chipper. Sniper chipper on the way, and he makes another one. SammySofa, 2 big eagles on 2 difficult holes. Watch that one again. And that is a 3-stroke lead after 6. SammySofa annihilates hole 5 and hole 6 on brutal setups, quite frankly. And he will have honors, and he will send this a little long. That's an easy birdie putt. Here's Riche, a 4-iron sniper, bronze tee. And that's just a bit short, but that's an uphill makeable putt, so both players should birdie here. And we're going to move on to the par 4, 8th hole. I lied, par 5. Par 5, 8th. It's a long one typically, and it's really long now. 10 miles an hour in your face. I will be stunned, friends, stunned if we're able to get an eagle out of this. We will see. Here is Riche, and he's going to use the torpedo this time. This will run out to the right. And this will keep scurrying down the right side of this fairway, making this bend around the trees that much more difficult. Here is Sofa. He will park this ball at the end of the fairway and will leave himself what looks to be an 80 or 90-yard chip. Riche will attempt a similar shot. This is a Maniacs. He will have a longer chip at it. Can Riche get back in this match? Pitching wedge, javelin. This is going to end right, and that is going to end deep, but that's an easy birdie. Good shot from Riche. Sofa not messing with a chip. He will throw in the wedge, and that should be GSP. And it was too close for great shot points. That must have been less than 80 yards. So Sofa will tap in. So both players birdie the exceptionally long 8th hole, the par 5, 10 miles an hour, in your face. Difficult shot. Here is Sofa. That is a gorgeous one. That might be a hair deep, but that's a makeable chip. And now we will go with Riche. Drivable, par 4. That is a grabber. He will put that onto the green, and here is SammySofa with an eagle chip. Sofa's doing very well for himself. Another eagle for Sofa, another eagle for Riche, but that is a beautiful front 9 from SammySofa. A 3-stroke lead here in this mega tournament semifinal match. Might as well be the final match, because the winner of this match, whew, that was a close one. The winner of this match and the winner of match 2, featuring Teddy KGB and No-Dos. The winner of that match will meet in Vegas for the World Championship. So we will have 2 Vegas participants momentarily. Here is Riche, 3-iron sniper. Nice line, lands just past the cup. That will be a birdie 3. Here's Sofa. That is right. And a good shot. That's a left 7 breaker, but dead center in this cup. So both players will birdie hole number 10, and we'll move on to hole number 11. And again, Sofa, a 3-stroke lead going into the back 9. Shot a 13 under front, Riche a 10 under. Sofa took tremendous advantage of 2 very difficult holes, hole 5, hole 6, and made golden tee par on both. And that is basically the difference in this match. Sofa, he makes his putt on the par 3. Riche should make this one as well. The New Yorker makes that one, and we're still at a 3-stroke lead for SammySofa. Chris Hampstead. Here is his drive on the par 5, 12th. That's about as well as you can do. It'll be a Ranger from there. Here's Riche. He will try to go up and over. I have not seen that. So he will have a very long shot. Very long shot. Probably a driver torpedo, yes. He will send that scurrying down the fairway and will have a third shot momentarily. But first, here is Sofa. Can he make it close enough to the green to use a chipper? He's going to try the torpedo. This will rocket down this fairway and go into that fringe, and he will have a chip at it. Good shot from Sofa. 2 iron for Riche, and that is a bit long. He should be okay with a birdie try. Here is the chipper for Sofa, and he just misses left. The swipe was a little left. It was a left 5 green, and it all added up to birdie. So birdie for Riche with a nice putt off the green, and Sofa will make his as well, maintaining a 3-stroke lead, 6 holes to play. Sofa, drivable par 4 13th hole. Huge wind pushing, but you need every bit of it. If you let off this one too much, you're in trouble. This should be fine as well. 99%. Oh, he used a different club. Or he had a tee set up. I don't know which. 36-footer for Riche, and he makes it. Big putt. Danger right behind that hole. That is water all day long if you miss that putt. So good clutch putt from Riche. Sofa will go into hole 14, maintaining a 3-stroke lead. Here is the Maniacs. This needs to go. And that is wet. An opening for Riche. This is a difficult shot. That is a very difficult shot. Just short of hitting the green. Here's Riche. He is going for a fairway chip. And this will bounce down the hill very much, simmer, and it does, stops in the rough, and that's a chip. But first, here's Sofa. Chipper on the way, and that's going to be for par. Can we eagle here? Riche on the way. Oh, it just stops just short. Dead in the heart and pulls the emergency brake on the up 7 green. But he does get a stroke back from Sofa. It is down to a 2-stroke lead. Riche will take honors, trailing by 2, hole 15, a spot in Las Vegas, Nevada for the Golden T-Mobile World Championship, July 17th and 18th. On the line for these 2 competitors. I will be there. I hope you will be too. Both players are in the fairway. Here is Riche. A baby slurve. He throws it onto the green and will leave himself a difficult right breaking putt. Here is Sofa. He will throw this out. This comes back, and that is excellently judged. Here's Riche. Big putt here. Right 6, 42-footer. I knew it was a tough one. Not the announcer's jinx, but I knew that was a very difficult putt. I've had that putt. That's a tough one. And just like that, Chris Hampstead, SammySofa, pushes his lead back to 3 strokes. 3 holes to play. Perfect shot. Carves that right around the trees. And Riche, that needs to get up. That needs to go. And that will not go. That will not go. I don't know if you can get there from here with that big mound of grass. You're going to have to fire it down the fairway just like he has done, and he will have a chip at it. Sofa is all systems go here. This is right at the green. Swipe was not very good, but it doesn't have to be. He's got a 3-stroke lead, and he has safely gotten onto the green, and we'll have that for eagle. This is a must-have, and that is left. The swipe was a little bit off on that one. And that's going to be a birdie putt for Riche. SammySofa will make his eagle, and it is now a 4-stroke lead. 2 holes to play. Sofa almost has his spot in Vegas clinched. Big wind pushing this 7-iron. A dastardly par 3. If you go long on this hole and down the hill, it is a big number. You will make a red number on your scorecard. Here is Riche, and that will settle, and he'll have an uphill putt. Left 9 for Sofa, good. Sofa has done it. A 4-stroke lead going into 18. That was a big test. Here is Sofa. Johnny Hammersticks on to the green. Perfect shot. He will have that putt for eagle and a spot in Vegas. Here is Riche. Javelin makes the green, climbs the hill, and he will have a very similar putt for eagle. Here's SammySofa, and he is good. SammySofa has done it. He is our 14th qualifier for the Las Vegas Golden T-Mobile World Championship, July 17th and 18th at the Palms. Congratulations, Chris Hampstead. Great effort, Riche. We will see you guys shortly.